like I said, I put my time in, and I've saved a little bit here and there. I might not save what I should have because I chase some pretty women, by the way. Married or single, it don't matter. Put a little plug in it.
If they were rolling, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. I guess, I think it was 1981 when you beat Harley Race for the NWA World Title.
Yeah, 1981, yeah.
I guess maybe any memories you have of that, tell us about that. I mean, that's,
Well, a lot of people say, call it a 7-day wonder, but the thing about it is 1981, I was 19 and had the opportunity. I mean, there's not many people that can say that they wore the NWA Heavyweight Title, whether it's one day or, a year. It don't matter. It was one of the biggest accomplishments in my life that I'd ever done, and I love to held the belt longer, but like I said, I was there, I did it, and, people say what they want, but they ain't never been there.
Right. Especially at 19 years old.
Yeah, and it was, and that, you asked me a while ago, that was a lot of pressure there.
Was it?
That was, because it's a lot of responsibility, and I might not have been ready for it, but like I said, I've been there and I've done it. And, Harley Race, that was another one of the great ones. He was, one of the top in the wrestling business. And I had the opportunity to wrestle them all. And it's been one of the greatest educations, that you could ever have.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun doing it, too.
Yeah. Did you travel a lot when you won the title for the 7 days? Or was it just...
Yeah, no, we went, I defended for the 7 days, and then we come back to Gainesville, Georgia. I'd been on the road. We'd come back to Gainesville, and Harley beat me back in Gainesville for the title.
Oh, okay. You said it was like a big family. You said
it was
really supportive.
It was, it wasn't everybody sitting around a little clique here. And, everybody, it was a good group of guys, and it's just good. Like I said, ECW, you go in that dressing room and you don't see guys, everybody's there working together, trying to get it to go. And that's the reason I enjoy coming down here.
Right. When did I guess, another question, when, in your career, especially in Georgia, when did you realize, wow, I made it? Was it when you won the tag titles with Tony Atlas, or was it the NWA World Title at that point, or was it before that?
I don't know if I ever realized I made it, because it was just, I went, like I said, I was 19. It was just, it was all good to me. I had a lot of fun, and, I enjoyed the wrestling fans, back then. I love, it was great to go out and the kids look up to you and this, that, and the other. I'm a big Kid fan now, but anyway, but back then it was definitely good, it's,
Yeah. Wow, that's great. In the time, I guess, especially after holding the world title and everything, WWF was just starting to really kick in and, go, I guess, worldwide, national. Did they ever come to you and make you an offer at that time, being that you were the young big star?
I had 2 different opportunities to go up to the WWF. Roddy Piper, a very good friend of mine, he went up there and he had it set up for me to go. And me being an old country boy, I had never been in New York. And, of course, Northern people ain't my favorite kind of people. That has a lot to do with it, too.
Right.
But, just at the time, I was hot in Atlanta, and I didn't have to go. That's one thing about me. Everybody says I'm bad, but I've just always done what I wanted to do. I've always done my job. So, can't nobody knock me for that. And, it's just, as long as you come hustle, do your job, then I think it's all good. And like I said, I didn't have to go. Sometimes I say maybe I should have went now, but, I don't have no regrets.
Right. What the Georgia Territory, did they run like 4 nights a week or 5 nights a week? Was it steady?
It was. They ran. You'd run anywhere from 5 to 7 nights a week.
Oh, wow.
Right there, in Atlanta. See, and that's the thing too. Now that makes it hard for the younger guys. I'll start to say something about that too. You figure back when when I started in 78, 79. There was 20, 30 different places to wrestle. You had Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, California. There were 20, 30 territories. So kid breaking into business, it's hard to learn if you just wrestle one day a week too. And back then, if you was a young kid, like I started in Tennessee, and that was my learning stage there. And then I got the opportunity to go to Atlanta. So I went there and I got my big break. And then like the other guys, I was very lucky. I ended up staying in Atlanta most all of my career,
Yeah.
But a lot of the guys, you'd be here a year, maybe go here and be 2 years in Florida and then go back up to Kansas City for Bob Geigel, be there 6 months or a year if you could take it. And then you'd be gone somewhere again,
Yeah. I guess you can compare yourself kind of like to I guess looking at another sport like Cal Ripken in baseball. He always stayed with the Orioles, and he always, stuck to his guns no matter if other teams made him a bigger offer. He just always did what he liked, which was, staying, and doing what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm a rebel actually. Rest. If anything I could have done in my life, and in hindsight's 50-50, I don't think I'd change nothing.
Really?
The problem might have been a little wilder.
It's not too many people that could say that either. I guess I don't know where you'd want to go with this, but to tell us about the memories you have of the Buzz Sawyer feud. It's such a classic feud, and in so many fans' minds that have been watching the business for so long, and some of the younger fans would just hear memories about it. What would any memories you have of that?
Well, that Buzz, it's a shame Buzz is gone now because he was a heck of a talent to the wrestling business. But the biggest thing about it is, you talk about feuds, and of course you guys, you've seen it all, and you've got all the tapes. Most feuds might last 6 months. Buzz Sawyer, myself, that feud lasted 2 years, one of the longest feuds, and drawing money. We didn't give tickets away to get people to come see it.
Right.
I'm talking about we put tails in the seats, and the people come down, and they was hanging off the raft in Columbus, Ohio. West Virginia, everywhere we went, we sold out and did it for 2 years. It's one of the longest feuds I've ever been in, and it's just, but you had to fight your butt off to keep up with Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you attribute the longevity of that feud to?
Just what we were talking about earlier. It wasn't no pretty hair, none of that. Yeah. You come and we just fought, and people, people knew we were fighting.
Yeah, and I guess a lot of it has to go to Ole Anderson and the creative minds too, as well, that were that put the TV together and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, but it was. That's most definitely. But it's you talk about it and you think about it. Y'all seen everything. You figure a 2-year feud. It's hard to keep going with that. But the people just wanted to see it.
Right. No fancy angles or anything. Just two people fighting and kicking and scratching. Yeah.
What was the blow off to that? The cage match?
Cage match, the last battle in Atlanta.
Unfortunately, never videotaped either.
Y'all had it.
And everything else except that.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.